Hello, everyone. Chris Adsit. I am giving you an update on the all-committee meeting that happened this evening, the 6th, for Arrowhead. I'm going to try to do this in under 5 minutes for you. This way you can hear what's really happening behind the scenes. It's not always broadcast in public. So we came together first to discuss policy updates and potential changes. The first one was on privacy in intimate spaces. So there's discussions that happen around sex identity and gender identity, and who gets to use what bathrooms. So the policy that was brought in front of us that had some of our district attorney review was to change our language to identify with sex and biological sex for bathroom usage. And then gender identity that differed from sex would be using a more gender neutral bathroom. So again, that'll be brought to us next week for a decision. And then we also looked at personal communication devices, cell phones, AirPods, watches, all that stuff. Our current policy at the school is that students can use them between class or at lunch break, but not in class. And there's this bell-to-bell free zone that's being talked about, maybe a whole day free of personal devices. So my position is still clear that I won't support anything of a change until I know what that process and procedure looks like, because that influences whether or not it makes sense to keep it out altogether. So we'll see. More work will be done in committee, brought to the board for decision at a later date. And then lastly, we talked through a curriculum adoption policy that would give board members more time to review curriculum. If you didn't know, one of the functions of a board is to review curriculum that's used in schools. And we just want to talk through how we can be more effective at reviewing that material. Sometimes it can be a lot and it gives us more time. Then we went into curriculum, and in our curriculum, we talked through a sociology opt-in form. In one of our classes, one of the books goes through some different sociology approaches to viewing the world, okay, from different lenses, whether it's through a feminist ideology or whatever it might be. And some of the thoughts in there might be different than what parents teach at home. And so the board wants to have an opt-in form that informs parents that this is sensitive information that could be upsetting or disturbing to the students or disturbing to your home values. But in a critical thinking environment, it's worth talking about. So it informs parents about it, and they have to check off saying, I approve of my child being in that class, and I'm aware, and maybe I'll talk about it with him or her at home. So that was there. And then we also talked quickly through our film studies curriculum that's coming. It's a temporary trial, and pretty much everybody was thumbs up on that. It looks like it's going to be a really good series. Then we went into personnel and legislation, and it was just talking about maybe inviting our legislators to get more involved with our school boards. And we really thought that it might be better to have that legislation represented at our all district meeting. So all feeder districts in Arrowhead are going to be getting together here soon in another, I think, 2 weeks. And it might make sense to have the conversation there about inviting legislators to hear about it from all of Lake Country. So we'll see what happens. Then we went into building and grounds. I've got some moderate news, and I got some bad news, and then I'll finish with good news. So the moderate news is we're looking at annexing into the Heartland Village, or Village of Heartland. If you didn't know, Arrowhead is in partially Merton and partially Heartland. And by doing that, it limits our ability to partner with the different municipalities. So by annexing into Heartland, it may open up partnership opportunities for us to do things collectively. So right now, the village board will be discussing that. Our board is looking into it from the legal parameters. They're going to look at it from it as well. And that may come to the board for a decision at some point. We have to hear from the village first of what they want to do. Now, for the not so great news, we had a pool update. And to say that our pool is a hot mess is an understatement. So we have a very old pool, if you didn't know. And we unfortunately just lost a condenser on the roof that is responsible for air conditioning and dehumidification. So we don't have that happening right now. And some of the proposals to fix this were not great. The first one was an $80,000 repair, $80,000. And the repair may not even stick. So it might fix it. It should. We have no idea how long. I don't know if that's a great use of taxpayer money. Personal opinion, of course. This whole thing is personal. Second option would be to replace the entire rooftop unit at a potential cost of $600,000, including ductwork and all that stuff to correct airflow. Again, replacing it completely in an old pool, I don't know if that makes sense either. So what's going to happen is the school, I should say the administration is going to do a little homework and bring it to the board, and the board's going to have a discussion. And I have to tell you this, it's a tough one, but on the table would be even closing the pool. It's a tough one. It's a really tough one. So we'll see. Not happening yet, but stay tuned to the board meetings, please, because this is coming. And then we had a 10-year plan brought to us with immediate needs, things that can be pushed off, and then proactive improvements. We're pretty much right here right now on just immediate needs from a financial perspective. That's all we can do. Our funds are not great. And then finally, a little bit of good news. We need a new maintenance building for our maintenance staff. And original estimates came in at around like $2 million. I mean, it was way over what we anticipated and budgeted initially. And Bill King, our grounds and maintenance guy, amazing, did great work and was able to get it to where it could be all in, including demolition and site cleanup, all that stuff, for under $800,000-ish. So it's under our proposed initial budget, and it's way under the original estimates we got. So at least, hey, take good news when you can get it. If you found this helpful, please let me know. Drop a comment down below. Or if you have questions, send me an email at my Arrowhead school address, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. As always, thanks for listening. If you find it helpful, share it. And God bless you and our entire community.